welcome back to our series, Getting Started in Marketing. In this episode, we're talking about what is your vision and your mission statement. So,
yeah,
what is a mission and vision statement anyway? Why do we need them? Why are they important? All the questions are coming out at once.
Well, in my opinion, I think having a mission statement really helps you balance what you're trying to achieve on a day-to-day, weekly, monthly basis. So it's a kind of more short-term kind of thing. And a vision statement is where you hope to bring your customer and your business in the end.
Okay, so things that we can include in our mission statement and our vision statement would be things that are ethical, things that we feel are important. They can be personal. They can be as in-depth or not as you want them to be. Should we publish them somewhere?
Well, a lot of successful companies that do this, it actually helps them better understand how to encourage their audience to take them down the track that they're heading. So I remember doing my Start Your Own Business course, and whichever country you're in right now, there will be something similar. So you'll look up Start Your Own Business course, and I can almost ensure that this is going to be an element of it. And what they said is do a Google search for mission statements and then do a separate Google search for vision statements. And Disney, 9 times out of 10, comes up for both. Sometimes it's a few of the car manufacturers as well. They're very well known. And I found it was very hard to create a mission statement. I found it took quite a while because I think we tend to think I need to create regular income. I need to help people, whatever that, I know what their problem is and this is how I want to help people. But that's not really a mission statement or a vision statement either.
No, and it can include that. Okay.
It can, yeah.
But so one way that we can sort of explain this is that it's something, it's your why. Okay, so why do you want to do it? Why are you spending 80 hours a week working on your own business rather than 40 hours a week for somebody else? Why do you want to do this? What's in it for you? But more importantly, what is in it for your customers?
Which is ultimately what you should be worried about, in fairness.
Yeah. I mean, you meet their needs and they will come. It's like Rome. You build the roads and they will come. But like Melanie said, it's really, really difficult to narrow it down to go, okay, so my mission is to, and then everybody sort of stops and goes,
well, I'm going to read my mission statement. How about that? I'm going to read my mission statement, okay? Our mission at my business is to empower individuals and organizations to effectively and responsibly use social media to communicate, connect, and achieve their goals. Through innovative and comprehensive training programs, we aim to foster digital literacy and enhance online presence, leading to successful and meaningful engagement in the digital world.
Lots of big words.
Pretty much.
No. Okay. So, because most people go, I want to help. So instead of saying help, Melanie said things like foster, encourage, empower. Find synonyms and it can take on a life of its own. But if you just start with, I want to help, that's great. The local hospital needs helpers. The local nursing home, your neighborhood watch, they all need help. Your community needs help, but doing what? Be as specific as possible. And another thing that Melanie said, she went into detail. She went into empowering the business, and she specified what type of business owners, small business owners. It's not just, I want to help people. And again, we're going back to a couple of episodes ago where we talked about who is your audience and getting your customer persona, your avatar. Remember the big blue guys from the movie? we're talking about narrowing it down so that you're not just preaching to the choir or preaching to the masses, but you're sending the message to the select number of people that you do actually want to reach, and
Mm.
that you can encourage, empower, provide help to support. I'm not a thesaurus, but there are lots of words to use instead of help. No.
Well, I think just by having a look around at maybe your competitors or even the larger brands and businesses out there, it will help you create your mission and vision statement. I won't lie, it took me a while to create mine, and it's metamorphosized over
Yeah.
the time frame. It's changed because maybe my directions changed slightly, maybe my audience has changed slightly as well. So you know, you can update and change these things as well. You don't have to
Yeah.
live and die by these things. These are guidelines.
Yeah. Yeah. And include in it how you're going to do it. So how does Melanie help effectively these small business owners? How does she empower them? How does she explain things to them through the courses, through the strategies, through A, B, C, D, E? And again, like Melanie said, it can evolve, it can expand, it can reduce.
Oh, it
If
can
you add
reduce.
in,
Yes, good point.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you add in or take away services or products, then that will affect your mission statement. In terms of the vision statement, it can be affected by the day-to-day life that we have, the things, situations that we go through, the coronavirus, the pandemic,
Mm.
the lockdowns, the cost of living crisis, the inflation, the shrinkflation, the all the flations that there are in the world, the wars, the good things, the bad things, the global crisis, the economic crisis. I mean, so many crises. You don't have to pick them all. You don't have to be judged by them all. You don't have to be guided by them all.
Mm.
But if you're passionate about one aspect of that, if you want to save the planet one tree at a time, then in part of your vision statement, it can be by reducing the use of paper-based products.
Mm.
Okay, so instead of maybe Melanie going and handing out leaflets during her trainings, it could be actually all of this is
A QR
on a
code or
PDF.
something. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Download it, have it on your laptop, then you'll always know where it is instead of a piece of paper that you could go home and misplace.
Mm.
So, sustainability, um, helping other people get new jobs, if that's one of her visions as well, to create employment for other people,
Mm.
then that would be included too. It's these things, these mission and vision statements, and I'm being very broad because they are very specific to
Well, they
each
can
and
be.
every individual. Yeah.
So, as I've given you my mission statement, how about if I give you my
Yeah.
vision statement? So, our vision at my business is to be the leading provider of social media training and education, advancing the way society interacts and communicates in the digital world. We aspire to empower individuals and organizations internationally to leverage the full potential of social media and to create a world where digital communication is used in a responsible and effective manner.
And that not only helps the companies that go looking for Melanie and her services, it helps Melanie guide her own services towards those customers that she has. So
Exactly.
I'm going to ask Melanie, do you have these printed off? Do you have them in a place that is visual to you?
Yeah.
Are they on your website? Are
Yeah.
they laminated? Are they, do you look at them constantly?
I don't look at them constantly. That would be a lie if I said I did. And I don't know them off by heart as well as should. I think they're a bit long for that, to be honest. But I do have them on my website, and I have them on my about page because it's about me and my business. And I found making it nice and clear, it's highlighted, and it's also SEO'd out the yin as well, which helps. So it's been helpful on so many levels to my customers, so that they know what to expect from me. I can also be found in search for all these keywords, the type of people I want to work with. So there is several layers to it. Now, I could add it to my proposals, I suppose. I could add it to this and that. But you know what? It's what represents me, not my customers per se.
Yeah.
So if they want to come and look at and find out who I am and what I'm advocating for, then it's all on my about page. And I think, I mean, some people I've actually seen it in people's offices where they've printed it out on the walls. And I think it's a great idea, but I'm renting this one, so I can't do that.
Yeah, but I think that's a great idea for businesses with lots of employees.
Yeah.
So that gets the employees on the same page as the business ethos of this is what we do and this is why we're here and this is who we do it for. And all in all, this is our guide for everything. It's your guide for your content plan. It's your guide for the audience that you're going out to look for. It's the guide for your sales calls. It's the guide for the pages of quotes that you make. All of that. If a business comes to you and they don't align with your mission and vision statement, there's always going to be something that sits a bit off, and this is more for, service-based businesses. Product-based businesses generally don't get to know their customers on a deeper level as service-based businesses do. But if you're providing a service to people where you're going to be spending hours at a time with them, then if there's something that doesn't quite align or link up, there's always going to be that niggle in both parties of it's just something not right. And it's okay not to be everyone's cup of tea. That's okay.
I think a lot of people do these mission and vision statements during the Start Your Own Business course, and they kind of forget that they exist, or they put them on their website. And I think if you go back frequently, so I actually look at mine normally around the time I do my SWOT, which I do every 6 months, and it just helps me get back on track. And I'm making sure, because my ultimate aim is my vision statement. And I'm sure I'm not going to be taking on the world, but hey,
hey,
head high.
The world is a smaller place than we first thought it was. The pandemic taught us that anyway. And there's nothing to stop you conquering the world and conquering everything that you want. In terms of your vision statement, you can aim as high as you want to and reach a few places along the way and be happy with it. That's fine too. Like I said, it's very personal to you and your business. You don't have to follow the same vision and mission statement of Disney.
No.
That's a bit ambitious, even if they are the top ones in the Google searches. You can make it all about you and all about your customers. And you don't even have to use the big fancy words. If you want to just say help, that's fine too. But maybe do investigate a few other words and it'll help your creative juices flow and help you get to the point where you're not just saying help all the time, but you are able to say empower, support, etc., etc.
And it's not a crime to use ChatGPT or Write or Essay or any of these AIs. It's not a crime. Not everybody is gifted at writing and formulating words. Not everybody has great spelling or formatting or that sort of stuff. And these are tools to help us.
Yes.
So we should use them. So if you're getting stuck, don't think, well, I don't want to be seen cheating and that's all. I mean, one thing I personally wouldn't ever dream of doing is using ChatGPT or things like it for my blogs. But I do get ideas from them. So it's not a crime to use ChatGPT for blogs if you're not a blog writer. I just honestly think some people go, well, I don't want to be seen cheating or making, you're not cheating. You're using tools that are available to you to help you expand your knowledge. And you can always customize and personalize your mission and vision statement. I would actively encourage that you use the language that you would use, so that you're both sort of talking from the same song sheet.
Yes. Yeah. And it will help you to adopt it
Yeah.
into your day to day life. And like Melanie says, these are tools that are there to help you. And especially when you're just getting started in business, started in marketing, the budget may not be there to hire someone to help you with this. And at the end of the day, nobody knows you better than you do. So it could be a matter of locking yourself in a room until you come up with this vision and mission statement and then tweaking it. Or talk to a friend.
Yeah, I
That's our
workshopped mine. I workshopped a couple of mine, in fairness.
yeah. Yeah. It can getting that advice and support from other people can be fundamental to getting a start on it. Don't be swayed by everything that they say. Like I said, it's personal to you. That's it for this episode. We'll be back soon with another one. Till then, bye bye.
Bye.